Hi, my name's Mike Fisher and I oversee the running of Winchester City Penguin Swimming Club. I am also leading the work to ensure that as our lesson swimmers return to the pool, we are COVID safe in doing so. So I just wanted to record a short video just to be able to try and build a picture of what returning to swimming under those COVID rules is going to be like. And just to share what precautions we're putting in place to ensure that everyone is safe. That's the swimmers returning and our staff. So our lessons at Oaklands pool will be run in the learner pool, where we can benefit from the shallower depth. We have risk assessed how many people we can safely put in the pool and are pleased to say that we are well under the guidelines set out by Swim England and the government. Our teaching team will remain on poolside and socially distanced from the swimmers. We have one exception to that rule, and that's with our stage 3 swimmers, and they will benefit from having an extra helper in the pool itself. So that additional helper will be socially distanced from the swimmers, but will be there to support them and provide extra confidence as they move across the pool. They will have, they'll be armed with flotation aids, ready to support if required, and can also fully intervene if they feel it absolutely necessary to do so from a safety perspective. So those teachers will also be wearing visors, again to mitigate the risks of transmission. Now, before we can safely put everyone back in the water, we will need a self-declaration form from each and every swimmer, or the parent of every swimmer. We will not allow swimmers to get back in the water until we have that. Now, that declaration form lets us know that everyone is fit and healthy. That's the swimmer themselves and the people in their household, so that they are symptom free, and that you also agree to abide by the rules that we have in place for the safety of everyone. You'll have a chance to complete this through an online form before the first session. We will also have some hard copies available at the first session. Now, we would strongly recommend that people take the opportunity to fill it in before the first session. If we have a number of people looking to fill it in on the day, we will inevitably have delays to the start of that first session as people are completing that administrative task. Now, in relation to the sessions themselves, we ask that people keep their personal items to an absolute minimum, preferably in a single bag, identifiable to the swimmer themselves. We ask people to arrive 5 minutes before the session is due to begin and to arrive swim ready. That means that they're in their swimming costume plus any overlayers that are appropriate to the weather outside but are easily removed on poolside. We really want to be able to focus the time we have with our swimmers on swimming and not necessarily on changing before and afterwards. So the easier it is to remove those items of clothing, the more swimming that we'll get in, and that will include ideally swimmers having slide-on shoes. From our experiences over the summer, that the tying and untying of laces is one of the things that takes quite a lot of time. Now, at Oaklands itself, when you arrive, you'll come with your swimmer straight through reception using the one-way system and to the poolside entrance, where you'll be met by our on-site COVID officer or poolside supervisor. Swimmers will then be guided to their teacher, where they can remove their outer layers and leave their belongings in a designated spot on poolside. At the end of the lesson, swimmers are able to have a walk-through shower on the showers on poolside and then move through to the changing rooms. So at the end of the session, we are allowed into the changing rooms, where they can be met by parents and guardians if necessary. Though we do ask that the time it takes people to actually get changed and back out of the building is kept to an absolute minimum. Now, Oaklands are considering the need for adults to wear face coverings during pick-up and drop-off times, but at this point haven't confirmed whether that's necessary. At this point in time, we would advocate that people bring a face covering, adults bring face coverings along with them just in case it's needed. But we will confirm with Oaklands and then yourselves whether it's going to be a necessity in due course, just as soon as we know. Now, if it's not a parent and child lesson that you're involved in, so we do have some lessons where it's for our very youngest swimmers where parents are coming in with children, but if it's not one of those lessons, unfortunately parents are not permitted to stay within the pool building. So once they're handed over to us, unfortunately parents are going to have to stay on site but not within the buildings, the facility buildings itself. When swimmers arrive on poolside, our teachers will then help familiarise them with the pool environment, and we'll be reminding them of the need to retain social distancing, one-way systems and other risk control measures. We don't want to overburden our young swimmers with the need to remember lots of rules and regulations, so we'll be ensuring that our teachers and our poolside supervisor provide lots of guidance during the session. We'll also be encouraging our young swimmers and parents to ask as many questions as they've got. We recognise it's potentially anxious time coming back to something that you haven't done for a little while, especially under these COVID conditions, but we want it to feel as natural and normal as possible whilst taking the necessary measures to ensure things are safe. So we'll be encouraging people to ask any questions that they may have that can help people feel comfortable about coming back to swimming. Now, finally, I just want to share what the process will be if there are any signs of illness that become evident during a lesson, especially if it's linked to coronavirus, symptoms of coronavirus. Now, they would be brought out of the session and escorted to the first aid room and assessed at that point. We will then get in contact with the parent who should be on site and ask them to come and collect that individual. At that point they can be taken home, and as per the government guidance it would then be necessary to go and book a test for COVID as soon as possible and to self-isolate until those results are known. Now, other swimmers who have been in close contact with a confirmed or symptomatic case will be informed and advised if there is a need to do so. Now, if we've been sticking strictly to our social distancing rules and we've managed to do that effectively, there should be very limited need to actually remove additional swimmers from the pool. But we'll have to review that based on how effective we are at implementing those processes. The full measures and expectations about returning to swimming lessons are going to be available in a supporting document, so we'll make those available to you. They'll probably be sent out via email. But for now, I just want to finish on how excited we are to be going back to a much fuller lessons programme. Over the summer, we did manage to do 4 weeks, and we learned a lot through that process and managed to provide very progressive, enjoyable sessions as we thought we would be able to do. But now we're very pleased to be able to take that back on a bigger scale for term time lessons and look forward to having everyone back in the pool and be able to share the expertise of our teachers and get people back in the water. So I look forward to seeing you very soon and hopefully get you back to enjoying the lessons that we can provide.